Welcome to our Maine homestead. Here on our off-grid homestead, we have 3 different ways that we can cook our food. So during the summer months or hotter months throughout the year, we have a Coleman 2-burner propane stove. I think we just got this one from Walmart. We do have a hose that allows us to connect to a 15-pound propane tank. This is a very efficient way for cooking. These tanks will last a really long time. And if you've never used a propane stove before, it's very simple. You just turn on your propane, give it a light, adjust your heat, and cooking that way is a breeze. So during the winter or any cold months out of the year, we use our Baker's Choice wood stove oven to cook with. So we have the whole top range here that we can cook on. We pretty much have things going around the clock in the winter. We have an oven here that we can bake with. This is where our wood goes, and this is our ashtray that we have to dump every now and then. But this thing, not only do we cook our food on it in the wintertime, but it also heats the cabin. So that is why we do not use it during the warmer months of the year. Otherwise, it would just get ridiculously hot in here. So that's why we cook outside. Here on our Maine homestead, we have a couple of different ways that we provide power to the homestead. So first and foremost, we have solar power. So we have a bank here of 20 solar panels. We recently upgraded that from 10 solar panels, so we could have some more power coming in. Each panel is a 100-watt solar panel. Now, before I start talking about our battery bank and all of that, just know that Eddie is the solar panel expert in our family. I may sound like I know what I'm talking about, but in reality, I do not. So we've got 10 deep cycle marine batteries here. Some of them are 100 amp hours and some are 105 amp hours. You can get solar batteries, but they are very expensive, and these marine deep cycle batteries that we got from Walmart do the trick. We've got our charge control here that shows us what kind of power is coming in and what kind of power is going to the battery bank and what is being stored in the battery bank. We've got our inverter here. This allows us to plug in all of our things that require electricity. So our refrigerator, our TV, our internet, our charging cell phones, all the things. And we recently converted this whole system from a 12-volt system to a 24-volt system. And then if we have a series of days that are less than ideal for a solar system, we do have a gas-powered generator that we use here. We try to run this as little as possible, but sometimes we do need a little extra electricity for high-powered things like our well pump or our air conditioning unit. Did you know that in some states, landowners do not have rights to the water that's on their property? And another fun fact, in some states, it's illegal or heavily restricted to collect rainwater on your own property. Isn't that crazy? Now, when it comes to hunting for land or property for your future homestead or off-grid homestead, a water source that you have rights to is really important for a lot of reasons. You need to keep yourself watered, your gardens watered, your animals watered. It's just a really important commodity. So So here on our Maine homestead, we did have a well drilled when we first moved to the property. We run well water with a soft start pump that we can run with either our solar battery bank or the generator, depending on the weather. And then if for some reason we didn't have any access to electricity, we do have a hand pump that we can use on the well, or we have a nice flowing brook on our property and a huge dead water area that we have access to and we have rights to. Time to dive into a really hot topic on the homestead, and that is composting toilets. I will start out by saying that I know this bathroom style is not for everyone, but it's what works best for us. The reason we chose this particular bathroom situation for our homestead is because we didn't like the expense of putting in a septic system, and we also didn't like the idea of trekking out in the middle of the night in the dead of winter to use an outhouse. So this was the most cost-effective and comfortable bathroom setup for us. So a few tips I have for reducing and eliminating odor is number 1, be sure you have a liner for your buckets. Number 2, have 2 separate buckets for liquids and solids. When you eliminate your liquids and solids in the same place, you will definitely experience lots of unpleasant odors. So keep them separate and you'll be pleasantly surprised at how little odor there actually is. And number 3, be generous with your brown matter. We use fine pine shavings from Tractor Supply to, again, generously cover our business. You can also toss your TP right into the buckets too. That's just an FYI. Now, you can definitely purchase composting toilet systems that make the whole process simpler, but those are pretty pricey. We just use a couple of 5-gallon buckets we bought from Home Depot and call it a day. So technically, after 1 year of composting, human manure can actually be safely used on your food and flower gardens. However, we have plenty of horse, sheep, and chicken manure around here, so we've never actually pursued this method for fertilization and don't plan to.